Hey, it's James Glass and I'm here working on our tiny home, and I wanted to show everyone all the little devil in the details tricks that go into making a dwelling super energy efficient. And it's all about air control. And what I've done, of course, you've seen some of the videos, you know that I've got the 9.5-inch thick walls, 2x4 wall with R13, which was here, I reused it, R8, R15. You know that I've taped all the craft face before drywalling. You know that I caulk the joints before mudding. It's so tight I've got the energy recovery ventilator. But as I wrap up here in the front, you can kind of see some behind the scenes, like what's up with this foam, and like why is that 1x2 up there? And just a lot of little things like that that really make like, why is this interior wall foamed? You know, like all this stuff, all these little things that really make this a super energy efficient dwelling. Let's start with this funky foam on the trusses. So, as you know, if you've watched any of these videos, I'm converting a single wide trailer into a energy efficient tiny home built far above uniform statewide building code, way above minimum code. So I got these 2x2 trusses, 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, live load 10 pounds per square foot, dead load 20 pounds per square foot. We get snows here that will collapse these, unacceptable. And an unvented roof, so I've converted it to vented, and I've built new trusses. So this is what one of my trusses looks like. And the building inspectors worked with me because, in terms of PE, because I'm leaving the old truss, which was approved, and then my truss is technically cosmetic, even though it's obviously the stronger truss. So what I did was put this foam here, and you might be like, what's up with that? Well, if you look, the existing truss is this 1.5 by 1.5 inch. I got a 2x4, which is 3.5 inches in the back. I foam this up and trim it flush with the truss. See if you can get that. That's right. So I have R38 going in here. It's R21, R30, and R38. So there's a gap in the roof. And you can see the R38 here. R38 is the first layer, and then I put in, wherever possible, I put another layer of R38, and then blown in goes above everything, leaving a gap at the top for ventilation. But what about the thermal barrier of the trusses? So between the trusses is R38 to R60, right? But this truss is just like R3, R4. So the first thing to do is spray foam this gap, this little fill-in space between the 3.5 inch 2x4 and the 1.5 inch truss, and trim it flat. So now I've added, I don't know, R3, R6 here, who knows. But then when I come in and put my R38 in, I will then take slits of fiberglass insulation and fill it in the truss area so that I truly have captured air and stopped air all the way through. So I will have unrestricted insulation, no gaps, all the way through. And this foam is the first start to that. And it's inexpensive. You know, a can of foam's $3. You know, all this foam that you see, it's probably $20, $25 worth of foam. It's not expensive. It's easy to do, and it's one of the tiny little things that really make this place super energy efficient. Now, what about these 1x2s? How is a 1x2 on a truss I built energy efficient? Well, take a look. The 1x2 is actually a wire holder. So for example, here are the 3 8-2 wires that go to the water heater. Okay, awesome. You'll notice that the distance from here to here is about 13 inches. Just a skosh under 13 inches. It's like 12 7/8, which is exactly the height of R38. It's a little over a foot. So when I put my R38 in, my R38 the wires will not impede or get in the way of my R38. And then when I put more insulation on top, again, the wires will just go right through it. So whether it's blown in or additional fiberglass, depending upon the location, the wires are not laying on the bottoms of the trusses where they have to go through the R38. The R38, everywhere possible, the R38, whether it's R19, R21, all the places that I used insulation, I did everything to make sure that the insulation, if there was wires going through it, went through in such a way that it didn't compress it or leave a big gap or screw it up. So there's one of my smoke alarm boxes. I will be coming back and foaming that and sealing up the tops of all the boxes. And additionally, after I drywall, I'll be caulking the edge of the box here too. And when I put the craft-faced insulation in, I also tape it. There is absolutely no way airflow is going to go through any of my boxes. So these are all the details that get you a super energy efficient house. Also, interior walls. This will be getting R15. I'm going to foam all the interior boxes. And you're like, oh man, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? Well, I have 4 heating zones in this 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It's about 1,000 square feet. And each one has a ductless each room has a ductless mini split. So let's say no one's in a bedroom for a weekend, like this bedroom here. Why would I want to heat it? I could literally turn the mini split off or turn it down to 45 degrees and just heat the space that we're in. So if this wall is thermally insulated and airtight, I won't be, second law of thermodynamics, heat transfers, heat goes to the colder place. Heat won't be coming into this unused room. Now I'll get some flow around the interior door. It's not perfect, but why not? I mean, why not? And it's super comfy. And remember, again, double wall construction. Here's the original 2x4 wall, R8 insulation, and then there's the next 2x4 wall. All the exterior walls, except for the hallways, are 9.5 inches thick. I had to actually go with just one wall deep on the hallways because I really wanted a true 36-inch hallway. HUD does allow 28-inch hallways and trailers. Forget that. How are you going to move furniture? Or how are you going to just walk, egress? I mean, it's just like... So I gave up the double wall on about 16 feet of the exterior just so I could have good flow. So yeah, those are just, and the double subfloor, by the way, there's R21 underneath of this, and there will be, I haven't put it in yet, but the double subfloor is 1.5 inches thick, super tight. Gonna put the R21 down, and then I'm gonna put Tyvek under that. I mean, this house is airtight, super well insulated, but it's all these little details that make it. All these little details, the caulking, the foaming, the multiple layers of fiberglass insulation. It also has wonderful acoustic qualities. I'm getting rid of these garbage windows. This is the original window from 1998 in the trailer. It's a storm window. I don't know what the U value is. It's crap. All the windows are now, they're all above code. They're double glazed, low argon. They're awesome. And of course, when I install the windows, I foam around them, I caulk them. I mean, airtight. And I'm adding house wrap. So you can see the house wrap here. The entire dwelling is going to be house wrapped. By the way, you may see that foam up there. It is actually outside the building envelope because by the time I build the double wall, the building enclosure will be inside of that. But I am foaming that band all the way around, that 1x6 all the way around, because acoustic. Now there happens to be nothing up here. It's raining today. You can really hear the rain on the roof. Once I put the insulation in, you don't really hear the rain on the tin roof as much. The good 90% of that sound goes away and actually leaves kind of a nice pleasant sound in the rain. But I also just wanted, it's very quiet here in the neighborhood, but if anything, we're the loudest people. It's not so much that I'm worried about sounds coming in as it is the shrieking of like crazy boys going out. Just last night we literally just did an experiment in growing bacteria in plates, and I mean it was like insanely loud. Yeah, so again, doesn't cost much to go ahead, put a couple inches of foam. I'll again use about $20 worth of foam from the can, and just knock that out. It'll help airflow too. But all those little tricks, it's all those little tricks that really make this. By the way, that foam is not permanent. I had some wasps coming in the other day. All this siding's getting ripped off. I'm putting on different siding. But I'm like, oh my God, they're coming in. They're gonna get me. There's one I managed to kill. So I'm like, hey wasps, because when I tore this out, there were wasp nests about 1.5 feet up every stud cavity, because the original manufacturer didn't have any kind of insect barrier, and the walls in this place must have literally, I mean literally, not figuratively, been buzzing. So that'll all be tight and sealed up, and that won't be an issue. So yeah, there you go. The little tricks, the little details, that's what makes an energy efficient house.